What if the airline points you've been saving for years suddenly became almost worthless overnight? Not because you did anything wrong, but because the rules quietly changed while you were sleeping. Imagine opening your airline app one morning, confident you have enough miles for that dream business class flight, only to realize the price has doubled, the perks are gone, and the airline never warned you clearly. And this isn't some distant future rumor or clickbait panic. This is exactly what major airlines are preparing to roll out in 2026. And most travelers, even frequent flyers, have no idea what's coming. Because for decades, airline loyalty programs were sold to us as rewards for loyalty. Fly more, earn more, save points, travel smarter. But now airlines see those same points as liabilities, massive ones, sitting on their balance sheets like unpaid debt. And in 2026, they plan to clean house quietly, strategically, and legally. And the scariest part is that everything they're doing follows the fine print you already agreed to but never read. Because let's be honest, nobody reads those emails, those program updates, those policy change notices buried under friendly language and smiling stock photos. And airlines know this. They're betting on it. And here's where things get uncomfortable. Loyalty programs used to reward behavior, now they reward spending. Meaning how much money you give the airline matters more than how often you fly. And that single shift changes everything. Because the traveler who flies economy 5 times a year might earn less than someone who flies once but buys a premium ticket. And that's not an accident. It's a design choice, a profitable one. And in 2026, this model goes full throttle. Airlines are restructuring how points are earned, how they're valued, and how they expire. And they're doing it under names like dynamic pricing program, optimization, and enhanced flexibility, which sound good until you realize flexibility mostly benefits the airline, not you. And dynamic pricing means there is no longer a fixed value for your miles. Today, your points might get you a flight. Tomorrow, the same flight costs 40% more points. And there's no chart, no warning, no explanation. Just that's the current price. And if you think this is exaggeration, it's already happening in smaller waves. But 2026 is when it becomes the standard, not the experiment. And airlines learned something important during the pandemic. People will still fly even when perks disappear. Lounges overcrowded, upgrades rarer, and benefits quietly stripped away. And once airlines saw that loyalty didn't drop as much as expected, they realized they could push further, and that's exactly what's happening now. And here's another thing most people don't realize. Airline points are not money, they're not protected. They're not regulated like cash or gift cards. Airlines can change their value whenever they want. And legally, you have very little power to stop it. And in 2026, airlines plan to lean into that freedom hard. Expect higher redemption costs, more blackout dates disguised as limited availability, shorter expiration windows, and tier benefits that sound impressive but deliver less in real life. Like priority boarding that still puts you in line behind 6 other groups, or free checked bags that only apply on certain routes, certain fares, certain days. And yes, all of this will be buried in terms and conditions. And here's where it gets personal. Because if you've been saving points for years, thinking you're being smart, planning ahead, playing the long game, 2026 might punish that strategy the most. Airlines prefer customers who earn and burn quickly. Not savers. Savers represent future costs. And airlines want those costs gone. So they're nudging behavior toward faster spending, fewer hoarded balances, and more paid upgrades. And this means your carefully saved points could lose value simply because you waited too long to use them. And nobody is going to send you an alert saying use them now or regret it later. They'll just change the math. And suddenly your dream redemption feels out of reach. And let's talk about elite status. Because this is where many travelers feel safe, like I'm elite. I'm protected, but that's another illusion. 2026 loyalty changes will raise qualification thresholds, meaning you'll need to spend more, fly more expensive routes, or use airline credit cards just to keep the same status you had before. And even then, the perks attached to that status are shrinking. Complimentary upgrades are becoming rarer as airlines sell more premium seats for cash. Lounges are overcrowded, so access rules tighten, guest privileges disappear, and what used to feel exclusive now feels crowded and transactional. And airlines aren't hiding this. They're rebranding it as fair access, but fair for who? Exactly. And here's a story that should worry you. A frequent traveler I spoke to recently had over 400,000 points saved. Years of flying, business trips, loyalty. And after a recent program adjustment, the same international business class ticket he'd been eyeing jumped by nearly 280,000 points overnight. No apology, no explanation, just prices vary. And that's the future. Scaled globally, normalized, and accepted. And in 2026, this will no longer feel shocking. It will feel routine. And airlines are also restructuring partner redemptions, meaning using points on partner airlines. Once a great hack becomes harder, more expensive, or restricted. And again, it's framed as simplification, but it limits your options. And fewer options means less leverage, and less leverage means you accept what you're given. And if you think switching airlines solves this, here's the hard truth. Most major airlines are moving in the same direction. Because loyalty programs are now profit centers, not customer perks. Some airlines make billions annually just selling points to credit card companies, hotels, and partners. And when something becomes that profitable, the goal shifts from generosity to optimization, squeezing more value out while giving less back. And 2026 is when that strategy fully matures. And yes, there will still be deals, still be wins, still be moments where points save you money. But the margin for error shrinks. The learning curve gets steeper, and casual travelers fall behind. And that's intentional, because confusion benefits the system and clarity costs money. And here's the uncomfortable question nobody likes asking. Are loyalty programs even about loyalty anymore? Or are they about keeping you emotionally invested while quietly changing the rules? Because the psychology is powerful. Once you've earned points somewhere, you feel locked in. Switching feels like loss. And airlines exploit that feeling expertly. And in 2026, they're banking on your inertia, your habit, your hope that it'll work out. And maybe the most important thing to understand is this. Loyalty programs won't disappear. They'll just become less friendly, more complex, more spend-focused, and less predictable. And the travelers who adapt will still win. But adaptation requires awareness, timing, and action, not blind trust. And if you're wondering why airlines are doing this now, the answer is simple: data. Airlines know exactly how you earn, spend, and redeem points. They know which perks you value and which ones you tolerate losing. And they are adjusting programs accordingly, cutting where it hurts least, charging where it hurts most, and maximizing revenue in the process. And this isn't evil, it's business. But it does mean the old playbook is outdated, and 2026 is the line in the sand. And here's the final thing I want you to sit with. Loyalty points are promises, and promises can be rewritten quietly, legally, and profitably. And the question isn't whether airline loyalty programs will change, they already are. The real question is whether you'll notice in time to protect the value you've already earned. Or whether you'll wake up one day wondering how something that once felt like a reward slowly turned into a shrinking illusion. Because in 2026, airline loyalty won't be about how faithful you were. It'll be about how informed you are, and travelers who understand that shift will still travel smart, while everyone else keeps collecting points that look impressive on a screen, but buy less every single year.